Hello, everybody. Welcome. You're watching OU League Master League. Today we have Acliv versus Majes. I'm Phenotype. Um, Very excited to see this match. Previously, we saw a bunch of Yoshi's matches, and now we've got a bunch of matches for Acliv lined up, one after the other. So we'll see how Acliv stacks up here in Pool B. Um, I I feel like the distribution of players in this pool is actually quite different than that of Yoshi's, so we'll see how this goes. Without further ado, here's the match.
それでは見ていきましょう。よろしくお願いします。ぷよぷよバトルスタートということで、
So
1P1
player
戦
one, we have Majes,
GTR
and
ですね。
player two,
さあ、今回
Acliv.
GTR ですけど、連鎖ですね。
Both players.
対照的ですね。分かれてますね。
We'll see how the
さあ、ど
pace
っ
of
ちの
this
プレイ
match
うまいかと
goes,
いうところです。
as
GTR
they're
選手ですね。
building
まあ、
pretty
2ラウンド
standard
目から
here,
アクリル選手が
roughly the
粘り
same
強く
chain lengths
睨
on
み
both
構えて
sides,
ます
but
ね。
Majes
2
getting
戦
ready
目残り4分なの
for
で、
attacks
実
on
戦
the
の
right
2 戦目
side,
がしっかりと
potentially
見ていきたい
Acliv
と
is
ころでしまっ
pretty
たんでも若干です
evenly
が、
built up across the side. We'll
さあ、そ
be
れもしっか
taking
りと
down
ディフェンス
pieces
したいとい
from
う
the
ゲームにな
left
りますね。
here.
さあ、いいですね。ア
Hefty
クリル
three
選手もディフェンス
into,
の
I
動きをし
believe
っかり見
that
て対
is
応
going
し
to
ていき
be,
ました。
oh
しか
yeah,
もこれね、
six
次の
double,
紫緑で
but
ね、しっかり
five
と
double
決めて
six
いく
in
そういうね、
response for Acliv, the
完璧
quick
な試合の
response.
運びですね、これはね。
Nice AC from Majes to follow that
さあ、
up,
ネスト。
and
いいですね。あれほどこう、
Acliv not able
ア
to
クリル選手
build
が
a
仕掛ける
response
そのよう
there.
な動きをかばえながら、この回収率ですね。
And I was
アク
watching
リル
I
側
was
もいい
watching
ですね。
Acliv's last match.
もうね、
He
す
seemed to be
ごいとこ
doing
ろ
it
で、
quite a bit where he sends what's left of his chain
手を打ってくる
rather
んで
quickly
すが、
after seeing a
まあ、
response
2ランディング
from
を
his
避けるという
opponent.
点では強
So
いので、果敢に攻めてくるんじゃないかなとは思ってい
we'll
ます。
see if that's gonna cause any
さあ、
problems
オポネ
today.
ンツ側はやはり最
Acliv
初の一発から結構いい
might
ディフェン
have
スを入れたんですが、
big damage off the
最後の
greens in
2点
column
を取ることが
five,
できなかっ
but
たので、
that gets
さあ、
covered
ここか
up.
ら有
It
利に
opens
進め
back
てい
up
ける
again,
か。おっと、
and now Majes with the
アクリ
aggression
ルと
here.
3連鎖があったんですが、おそらくですけど2ラウンド
Acliv
目勘
not
違い
not
か
able
な
to
というのは
find
思って、
footing
一応単発
in
で
that
そのように
last
取りまし
round
たね。
as Majes on the
さあ、
offensive,
マジェス選手がスタートダッシュで
rapidly attacking, and seems like
さあ、お
with
互い
better
GTR の戦
results
術ですの
than
で、
Acliv so far.
ここら辺である程度は個性がね出る置き方にはなってくると。さあ、まあ、
And
2ラウンド
now
は
this
選べなかっ
is
た、選べないですね。これ拾うこと
oh
ができなかっ
Acliv's
たの
thinking
で、
about that two
これ
double
気
from
を
the
消したいという
yellows
選手です
in
ね。ここで
two.
気を消して、
Gonna send a
で
one here
バラから単発
and
か
two
ら取っ
chain.
ていきました。さあ、これちょっと地味に受けたくないんですが、まあ一旦ねちょっと
Finally,
軽く入れてから
Majes
仕掛け
taking
て
a
い
little
き
bit
たい
of
ところです
damage
ね。
here,
さあ、
cleans
ここ
up
で
the
ちょっと
first
気を
two
つけてですね、
columns,
いいですね。
sending
ま
a
ず
two
逆
chain
に常
over,
に相手の反撃の手を持っているので、
cleaning up
さあ、
further.
いいですね。いいですね。ちょっかい相手のね
Is
ス
a
ピードを乱
little
さない
bit
ようにし
hard to
て弾
get
き出すこと
to
ができるので、
Majes's main chain
いいですね、
here,
これは。
so a slightly bigger attack,
それ
two
に
double
対し
three,
て本戦は
and wow, okay.
戦
Majes does
は
find
ね
main
互
chain,
角
but
です
does
が、
lose quite a few links
この
off the
終盤でちょ
tail
っと負け
there.
てしまったイメー
Acliv
ジです
looking
が、
for
まあこれ
green.
アクリブ
This
側
is
です
it.
ね。アク
He
リブ側
also
もね、
loses
し
a
っかり
few
と
links from the
攻め
tail,
てく
but
る
he
という
took
か、
care of
まあ
those
いい展開で
purples
すね、これは。
that might have conflicted
終始試合を
on the
コント
left
ロール
side
して
of
い
the
るそんな
board,
マジェス側に
able
も
to
見えるん
find
です
this
が、
10 here.
思えたのですが、こ
And
こに来て、
Majes,
ここに来てっていうか、まあ
yep,
序盤で
not
ちょっと
quite there
ね、
with the
アクリブ
resource
側
count.
もっ
Would
と
have
攻めたい
needed
ところで
every
すが、
last Puyo to counter that, but they
さあ2対
unfortunately
1。
were not connected sequentially.
いいですね。お互いのね、なんかいいところがね、出てる感じはしますね。アクリブ側もね、やりたいことができて、後打ちでしっかりと決めていくプレーも出ま
So
した。
so far,
さあ、
neither
マ
player
ジェス選手の中盤戦、しっか
showing
りと手
any
を打って
major
くることが
signs
で
of
きて、
weakness
しっかり
here,
と決
but
めていきました。
Acliv again
さあ、
with
ここで
this
マジェス側はイラブを構え
how do you
て、
say this? It's like a long
ここで
GTR
打って、 さあ、一
shape
回単発
on the
で、
right side
で、ア
that
クリブ
kind
側
of
も
cuts into
イラ
the
ブを見て、ア
tail.
クリブが打っていきました
Hasn't
が、
been able to send it as
さ
an
あ、
attack yet,
も
but
う
he
一回
finds a
もう一
different
回チ
timing
ャンスです
here.
ね、これは。
Three
さあ、
lines
こ
to
こか
take
ら
the
アクリ
round
ブ選手
over
が回復
Majes.
不足かと判断して付け足したかったんですけど、
What's nice about Acliff's tail
さあ、
choice
やはり
there
ね、
is that he
相手
is
のスピードで
able
した。
to have
さあ、
some
ここでも
flexibility
強い選
on
手が
his
いる
build
ので、
order
早く返せる
um,
ことができるので、これでね、
by
もう3連鎖とかだったら
kind
ね、
of
それ
deferring
で
and
終わるの
delaying
で、結構簡
the
単に
tail
決めていけたって
completion,
いう感じがしまし
not
た。
putting the
さあ、
keys
マジェス側
all
も
in
全然
place
自由席
just
だってい
yet.
う、
Oh,
まあ、いいと
hang
ころが
on.
動きできそう。さあ、
We
これ
might
で
have
ね、
some
ここ
aggression
で
here
次の
from
プレー
Majes. Yes.
対してアクリブ側もまあ
Might see a single here. Probably not main, but just does have a nice side chain going on here. 2 for 2,
あの2ダブを見据えた L 字型のチェーン
and Acliv also in a similar situation. Who's going to send main first? I think they're pretty locked in here. Acliv taking down that one blue to go into 3. Very precisely attacking here. Majesu does have to be careful about that yellow L in columns 2 and 3. It might come down, tear down the base, but it doesn't here. Pretty big commitment. Forces main from Acliv. Those purples, a liability for Majesu here. Forced to fire without extending too much there. And oh my god, huge quadruple. Hoping to catch Acliv perhaps with the timing of that chain resolution, but it was not enough to send back. AC start now. And we're still seeing 3 color. Okay, there's the green. Both players getting rid of that bonus, but it looks like Majesu now is looking for another AC. Finds it, but Acliv with the conventional chain ready to counter here. 5 versus that big AC. We'll send 3 lines, but Majesu in good shape to counter here. He did get that extra bonus, so he is going to get a little bit time back for himself. Acliv in a tricky situation here. Looking for 4 perhaps. Majesu opens the chain back up. He's up to 5 now, I believe. No, the green's cut from the top, and Acliv has enough resources to take this round. Unless a purple? Oh. Majesu just so close. Not able to finish that chain. But Acliv surviving the second AC in convincing fashion. And now 2 to 4 is going to be the score here. Majesu passing up opportunities for 2 chain, perhaps waiting for a little bit of timing. Those yellow reds not letting him attack, but doesn't commit to any main chain here. But oh, oh man, because he dismantled his chain, hunting for those attack options. He was limited to a smaller chain, and Acliv sending just the right size attack to overwhelm whatever Majesu was getting ready to send. And now, perhaps, okay, this is a very short chain here, but big 3 double from Majesu to counter. Does force main from Acliv here. This should be a pretty easy extension here. Doesn't need all too much. Finds the red and the yellow. One more purple. And Majesu. Oh, that was definitely Majesu's round to lose there, and he sure did lose that. Now Acliv starting to pull ahead here. Does find that nice deferred tail indirect. Looking for 3 perhaps, but locking in main almost. Just needed another red, but that means his main chain is still in good condition here. Just another green on top of this, and Acliv fighting off another attack here, but this mansion is quickly becoming unbalanced as he fires main, and he sees Majesu here leaning into that big power tail. He doesn't really have any space to build now. 7 chain here coming out, and Majes also recognizing that it's not going to be enough.
さあ、すかさずアクリブがね、取っていきましたね、これは。
So far, it seems like
今のところね、5本
commitments to attack from Majes
で
here
はありますが、
have been pretty easily neutralized pretty comfortably by Acliv
そう
with
です
this
ね。
slow play. But here we go, 2
ちょっ
chain
と嫌な刺さり方しまし
could
たね。本
get
線
up to the greens for Majes.
そうですね。1レース目で一応、
Those green
先
purples
行
are
で
going to
き
slow
た
down
ので、
his build
少し
a
は有利
little
になりま
bit
したね。
in columns 2 and 3, but
さ
he
あ、これお互い様子見ていく感じ
recovers
ですね。
that
これは
attack
ね、
quite
スローでね、
nicely.
構えてい
A
く
lot
と
of
いうこと
space
で、
in columns 1
お互い
through 3 for
ね、
Acliv
ら
to
しい
build
プレーを
here.
ね、
Gonna have to
取
be
っていく感じ。
efficient,
いいです
but
ね。
3
マジェス
double 4
結構難しいまして、レースをね、して
and
いきましたね。1列目が
regular
結構
4 chain
難しいですね。
here.
ただしかし、対応がこ
Majes
こまで
still
でき
has
ている
those
と、
blues to work off of
クロス
in the
さあ、
center
こ
of
れ
the
2本
board,
連鎖しかないので、これもまた直球で来て
but
しまいますね。
he's still
単
scrambling.
発で掘れるんですが、難
Acliv
しい展開にはなってきましたね。
opportunity to
さ
finish
あ、これ
here
大きく仕掛けたら本線に接続される可能性がある
and
ので、これ
a
は気をつ
3
けたいです
chain,
ね。
but Majes is looking a lot more
レース
comfortable
で
now, able to send that 4
さあ、こ
and
れ決
clean
勝
up
戦
the
の2
board,
チェーンが
but
出てきました。
this would be the time to make that extension. The chain's not too long yet, so Majes doesn't have too much time. What does he have on the tail? Oh, this is going to be big. He's going to get everything but those blues.
選手
Oh
が
my
ゼロ
goodness.
でちゃんと全回収してますね、これは。素晴らしい。
And just as I spoke about Acliv maybe having the right timing for that rush main, gets punished.
このツーはね、赤青赤青できて、枠の青空はお互い同じ場所に置いて、
You really
白黒
do
にする
have to find the
そうで
appropriate
すか。そうで
attack
すか。
size when you're on the
白い方
chase
が解除になってき
um,
ましたね。
for the
この辺り
finish
で大体お互いのね、ペース
because
になってくるんですけど。さ
intuitively
あ、紫入れて、青入れて、第2折り込みがあ
the
るマジェス。
disadvantaged player isn't going to have too much time to build anything more
大体、
um,
回ってしまうとちょっと早く終わっ
than
ちゃいましたね。
smaller chains because of their limited
これ
space.
を入れ
So
て、で紫ゾロを置い
if
て、
you
白
let
を
that
追加していく
disadvantaged
ことが
player
できるんですが、
get the
ちょっと
defense and the
紫の
cleanup,
マインを一回ちょっと使った
then
んですが、
you've just put
赤入れ
yourself at
て
a
いって、
disadvantage. But big 5 chain
そうで
here.
すね。
Acliv looking for a
アク
red,
リブ側がちょっと
had all the reds and blues
前に
lined
出て
up
きて、
to
本線
get down,
差
but
し掛かってしまった。なので対応に回りたいところ
another
ですが、
quick win by Majes off
ちょっと先に
of a little
対
bit
戦
of
カードのちょう
hesitation
ど以
on
外
the
に出てきたの
builds.
で、そのタクは通りませんでしたね。さあ、4対7と。
Huge glut of reds here for both players.
ですぐね、
Acliv
ベル
able
側
to
の
use his on the
一番
tail
でかい中盤が
and
来てます
Majes
ね。そ
on
こ
the
を
head.
打たずに単発で一旦解除していきました。
That's
これ
going to
でも
be
結構
okay.
構えてるので、あまり
Red
無理せず
Thorn
対応されそうですね。
partially
さ
countered
あ、お
here.
互い単発でステージいいですね。この
Acliv
青
taking
まで
care
ね、
not to
解除してい
set
きまし
off
た。今度は
to lock in
青
main
が単
yet,
発を、
but
さあ、これ青
two
が
double three
陣形を
and
整えてい
Acliv
きますね。ただここ
this
で一回
should
抜かれ
live.
るとなると、ちょっとマジェス側が不利に
Yep,
される
and
可
he
能
was
性が
able to
出て
sprinkle
き
enough
ました
greens
ね。
on his board.
さ
Oh,
あ、これ
okay,
は
off the tail, two
ちょっ
triple.
と連鎖を崩して時間差で決めていきました。
As Majes's board was a little
素晴
bit
らしいですね。
chopped up
連
by
鎖
the
をね、
garbage,
いつでもで
that
きるっていうス
was
タイルを常に組んでい
a
て、
very well timed attack
まだまた前期戦、ちょっと前期
to
戦に
take
近いです
that
けど、
round.
多くはないですけど、結構そんな感じが印象を受けますね。さあ、単発を取りま
Acliv
した。
and Majes both sending their bonuses
これは
early
まあ
on the
先行の構
ACs.
えですからね、また。
And
今回
more
はね、
shenanigans,
順調に
perhaps,
進めていく感じで、いや、そ
off
う
the
でもない
yellows,
ですね。
maybe,
これは
or
ま
the
だまだ
reds
終わってないです
now.
ね、これは。いつでも打てる感じではありますね。
Majes just repeatedly folding
さあ、こ
over
れでいきます。さあ、こちらの
big
タ
two
イプは
doubles.
さあ、もうこれはお
But
互いに入れされないと本戦厳しいです
whether or
ね。
not he's able to
さあ、こ
find
れに対し
the
てアクリブ
connection
側は
back to
ね、
main is, another
ここ
story.
でしたね。
Needs one more yellow here and a
ここが
blue.
難しいということ
Finds
で、
it. Looking for yellows, perhaps.
で、
Needs a yellow in 4.
には
Oh, he triggers off the
ここ
side.
はちゃんと
Doubles on 3.
頭がね、
He
切れる
does
ようにな
get
ってます
back
ね。
down to main.
本戦
But
ね、
will this be enough? He doubles again on the 7 and on the 8.
セカンド発火する目的
Sending
が
back over a star. It was a pretty precarious chain for Majes, but it was enough.
マジェス選手の今の前決戦かなりエグかったですね。常になんか2、3連鎖のでかいものを構えながら動いてるんで、アクリブ側をね、その形を見ながら組んでいかないといけない。
Acliv, though, still with a steady lead in this match.
さあ、
And
選手が練習している
I
形になりました。
wouldn't confidently say that Majes has figured out how to come back
形
either.
のアドバンテ
So
ージとしてはマ
very
ジェス選
exciting
手の
match
方が良さそうだな。
between these players.
さあアクリブ側もなんかす
Thorns
ごいな、この
ready,
間
blues and greens coming in to
さあめちゃ
double
くちゃ大
for
きくなりまし
Majes.
たアクリブ側。
Counter for Acliv here. This is a
それに
pretty
対して
committal
さあ
one,
対応
7
できない
chain,
と言わんばかりの本
but
戦失速。
pretty good space for Acliv to work
本
here.
戦の
Hopefully make back some of that
展
through the
開としては
extension.
大きく前回
Majes reaching the 7th link here. This is a
展
little
開として
complicated.
アクリブ
Ooh,
側はかなりこのタイミング
looking for another blue, looking for another yellow. Finds
そ
it.
して打ったんですが連続
Smartly abandoning that green Puyo to try and get that extension, but that does mean spending those Puyos from the tail space will make the chain just a little bit shorter. Majes, though, oh my goodness. 5 chain AC
14連鎖は最低欲しかったっていう感じになります。
with the style.
この試合に関してはやはりマジェス選手がかなり良かったですね。
Utterly absurd.
さあマジェス選手がじわじわとね本数をね取り返していきましたね。さあこちら
So now we're back in here into this match, into the heat of the match.
これは
6-8 as Majes is closing it back up.
厳しいですねこれは。
Locks in main here. Nope. Pops it for Thorn. Gets the another 2 ready. It's just attack after attack for Majes, but 3 should send momentum back the way of Acliv. Oh, okay. But a huge commitment on 4 takes down much of the base chain. Again, that yellow L in 2 and 3 for Majes. Trouble. Yellow sets it off. Majes is gonna need a big tail. Does he have it? Doubling on the 5, doubling on the 6. It's so close. 3 rocks left over, and Acliv efficiently commanding the board there. Very nice score here between our two contestants. And Acliv, with a tricky column 6 situation, he might want to shave off some... Oh no! Column 1 in Majes was looking ready for a 2 double, but is forced to abandon it for a much bigger chain. But luckily, he has to fight off a 4 with 3 double 5. And this time, Acliv, unfortunately, was a little overeager with that attack. In what would have been otherwise a pretty bad situation for Majes, was able to fix their chain with just the right amount of pieces. Big Thorn here, dropping over a line on Majes's board. And Thorn for Thorn in retaliation. Acliv takes out the greens here, but we've got some trouble on our hands. Big 5 chain, and Acliv not able to get back to any major counter. Majes 1 round from evening up the scores. And Acliv not having too much success taking initiative the past few rounds. Might need to go back to that low and slow style, but big 3 and Majes taking pieces over the side. Finds a 3 of his own, but takes 2 lines as Acliv sending the cavalry. Widens that gap in the score back up to 2 rounds. Unfortunately, that one red spoils the
そうなんです。
AC chances,
いいですね。緑から速攻も見据えた形ですね。
but
しかし、相手が
we've
ここまで来
got
て打てないと
a
判断
little
し
bit
て、
of a deviation in build
ここで
from
優勢を
Majes
取る
here,
のは、
looking to come in through the middle and then back down. But he's just gonna fire his main right away. He doesn't have time to play around
じゃあ、
with
足りない
trying
で
to
す
get
ね。
that main chain to connect. Just gets a 7 against Acliv's
流れは
main.
良かったんですけど、その後に
That little bit of
一
hesitation,
旦アクリル
that
がこ
little
こ
bit
ま
of
で来てしまい
anticipation
ましたので、
for an attack
逆にマジェスが優勢というこ
versus
とになってしまいました。
Acliv's
対応
early
策のどこ
main
かで、もう一個優
works
勢を
out
し
in
ようという
Acliv's
のを
favor
きちん
here.
と判断して本戦で打
So
てるようになったん
Majes
ですけ
opting
ど、
to spend all those purples,
アクリル
which
側
are
は
now
そのまま本戦で
clogging
打っ
up
て形を見せたい
Acliv's
ところ
board
ですね。
slightly. Does find the tail
い
though.
や、いいで
Oh,
すね。
but this
こ
is
れは
how he's going to use those
もう
purples.
ファイルしかないと。
Majes lacking the key Puyos in column 1,
L 字じゃない折り返しをしてし
not
まっ
ready
た
for
とこ
that
ろに、
attack.
隙が生じてしまったところにうまく中盤戦に叩き込んでいきましたね。
Sometimes taking away just pure board space
さあこれ前傾姿がまた
isn't
ありました
gonna
ね。
cut it.
アウト
Oh,
に
AC
なりました
chance.
ね。
Ow.
アクリル側
Not
とし
quite.
ては
Acliv
組んで
sensing that it was going to take him past the danger zone of 4-chain AC,
2ダブでしたが、
elects to skip it
2連鎖しかないんで
and we'll have to fight off this
さあどのタイミングで
big wad of garbage. And Majes getting ready for a 3 off double yellows, prepping it with a single.
やってますね。
Has to be careful though,
さあ
because
後
Acliv is
半
about to get back down,
ファウル
and
しましたねこれは。
advantage time is over for Majes. We'll have to fight off this big 3.
いやでも
But 2 double 3 for himself. Oh no, this is more than that, but this doesn't link back down to main, and Acliv 7 chain stops Majes in their tracks.
さあ8対3ということでアクリルが逆転していきました。
8-13, just when Majes was closing it back up, Acliv has found
気づきは
some pace again in this match.
開いていきましたね。さあちょっとアクリル側が土台事故りましたね。これは土台事故ってしまったんで、土台
And
下げていく
Acliv,
最後まで事故って
not sure what's gonna happen to his base here, but
まあなんとか
he had better put some pressure on before he loses his turn.
さあこれ2ダブもありますが、2ダブを使うと
And
形成長していきます
lots of coverage on 4, 5, and 6 for Acliv. Cleans that up with purples. Might send something here. And this is just such a short chain. And maybe if he has main here, but he does. Okay, he finds the blue without cutting the purples. Nicely done, but short chain 4 double 5. This time Majes was ready to fire. And this chain definitely works. So, despite a heroic scramble here from Acliv, that is not going to be enough. So, the writing was on the wall from the beginning of the round. Since Acliv had that funny base build going on, finally reaping what he perhaps accidentally sowed.
さあ紫青と GTR を組んでいきました。お互い逆パターンもあったとは思うんですが、さすがにそれは知ってこなかったですね。さあ
And now Acliv going for the balanced build, and 2 double threat from Majes closes it up. Won't have anything for a while, and Acliv daring Majes to send this chain. Has a good extension opportunity here. This doubles here at the end. Has to watch out for the follow-up though. Majes does take care of those purples in the middle. Pardon me. That would have cut his chain. Able to find the fix though. Really nice thinking for Majes here. But will it be enough? 9 chain sends back looking for purples for Acliv. Doesn't find it. Oh, that might have lived for Acliv. But Majes would have likely taken the resource advantage, um,
そうですね、
following
一
that
発目の
exchange had
大事
Acliv
なところで判
survived.
断したときに GTR を使った2列目折り返しですぐに変更できるっていうのはなかなかね、難しいので、それをね、ちゃんとノータイムで見てるマジ選手、素晴らしいですね。さあ、マジ選手、この連鎖日は赤がちょっと接続が
And now Acliv,
実際
perhaps
どうしよう
looking
かなっていう
for
の
a
は思ってますね。
3 off blues,
そう
does
ですね、
have
さっ
that
き
option.
GTR で
One line coming in, he takes it
やれば分かり
now,
やすいんですけど、ただ、
looking to cover up more of Majes's board, but Majes with a huge single into 3.
さあ、ごまかしきれましたね、これは。
Huge reaction.
これ分かります、気持ちが。そうなんですよね。
Acliv wasn't able to find anything to follow up that poke.
起きてしまう出来事。
And Majes taking several rounds back.
さあ、11対13、日本差。
Pardon the cough.
さあ、ア
Um,
クリブ側、なんか若干段差に迫って
Majes
そうな匂いがする。
again
対して
with
マジス
the
側は
midboard aggression. Oh, this would be huge off the reds. Covers it though. Does have the
いい反
blues.
発、これは。
Big
さあ、マジ
thorn.
ス、
Doesn't
す
cover
ぐ
up
にここで
completely
いいです
though.
ね。
Acliv not in a good spot
す
and
ぐに
loses
ここ
that
で反
round
発から入ってさて、
to that revolving door of pressure from Majes,
テンポは
who's
低いで
been
すね。
doing a really good job of keeping the old threats open as he creates new ones
その後
simultaneously.
も15本のボーダー中盤
Normally, you're going to see people kind of dismantle the old threads or reincorporate them into their main chain, but nope. Majes takes the whole Cheesecake Factory menu in terms of aggression. And okay, this is a big response here for Acliv sacrificing the GTR, but 6-chain follow-up anyways to seal the deal. Acliv unlikely to recover that base build with those residuals. And finally, we are tied 13-13, almost to the true half point of this match. And Majes again with more options, threatening those greens in the middle. Acliv, what is he gonna do? He's gonna find reds though. He should survive this. Blues and reds will both dig him out here. Will he take the tail down? He resists. Chain length is... Oh my goodness. Majes kept those greens open this whole time. And following 2 chains. Acliv starting to run out of space here. The tail shape is not looking super good, but here it goes. 4 double into the main. Majes, this is his time to chain, but seeing that short chain from the tail, fires main of his own. Will not have those purples connecting, unfortunately, and I think, yep, he would have needed those. Very tense round, both players playing chicken around the top of the board. But Acliv coming out ahead there. Really important round, I think, for Acliv to take, showing that he can in fact go toe-to-toe with Majes's aggressive style. And now Acliv threatening 2 double from yellows, but covers up. We'll have to figure out a way to get back down without being too committal. I think it's pretty hard here for Acliv to get back down to main, actually. So he's going to take a chunky 3 here. What does Majes have? Oh my goodness. That is a lot of blues in the line. And here comes the main chain. Majes looking to extend. What does he have on the tail? Do those greens connect at the top? That will be the question indeed. Oh, okay, but they connected from the side columns. An amazing counter to survive here. 3 double only for Acliv. we are still tied, and Majes still looking for that go-ahead round.
15本に到達、どちらが先にするかというところぐらいまでの、シーソーゲームにはなってきました。
Closing in on the halfway point of this match, I think both players have seen enough data on what the other is capable of that we might start to see things slow down a little bit and get a little bit more strategic, a little bit more tactical. 1-for-1. Flashing a little bit on the tail here for Majes here. Okay, big cover, but I don't know if that justifies sending main for Acliv here. And Majes just needed a green and potentially had something to set off. But that would have cleared out the entire middle third of the board for him, at least. And Acliv staying ahead of the curve here, 14-15. And this is a nice build from Majes here. Really nice multi-stack, but needs something to take off the extra Puyo. Oh, it was just down to one line and change. Unfortunately, drew the short straw with the extra garbage landing in column 3. I would say, though, I mentioned previously that the pace might be changing at this point, as Acliv has sailed past the midpoint of this first to 30. I think slow play definitely favors Acliv, but huge 2-double. And this isn't gonna be main for Majes, so Acliv seeing the volume there will send main of his own. 6 for him, but this should also be 6. It's dead even with Majes coming out ahead. Majes reaching their own halfway point here. As this remains anybody's match. Acliv looking a little scary with those yellows on 6. Closes that off. Still has purple options there. But that will go down to main, so he has to be careful. Spending purples off the side. And Majes wiggling those pieces back over. Huge 3. Now this is Acliv's main chain coming out. Valley in column 3 for Majes makes it a little bit difficult to chain. Finds his right pieces, though. Will have to fight off this chain from Acliv as he is rebuilding. Oh, big 7, big 8 into 10, and Acliv not able to connect the pieces in time. He had more than enough. But unfortunately, the fragmentation in the chain was too great to fight back even a rock. Majes kinda getting away with that round, I gotta say. It was squarely Acliv's advantage there up until the lack of a second cost him the round. And again, Acliv playing around at the top of the board, threatening a big 3 here if he can find reds, but he needs more than that now. He finds main. Oh, wait, no! The purple in column 1 came down, but it's gonna bring down a little bit from the side of the tail and just barely survive. Can he reorient himself and get main back online? He cushions with the yellow to make space for the red. Okay, this is a chase now. Majes rapidly building, looking to trigger from perhaps the blues. He has to fire something here. And he goes for it. Oh my god, 3 triple 4. That's not gonna be enough, unfortunately. Another tense round from these two as Acliv once again stops Majes from taking the lead. That was a completely unexpected chain resolution for Acliv there initially. And uh-oh, a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction for Majes here. Having to go for this column 2 triggered GTR. So now Acliv has a real good opportunity here. Finds 3 here. A hefty one too. Oh, but this is a 4. This should survive for Majes, but by how much? And just barely squeaking over a couple lines. And Majes has fixed up their base. They still have to be aware of those triple purples in column 3. Might be a good time to poke that beehive if you're Acliv. Sends 1, sends 4, 5. Nice measurement for Acliv here, forcing out the main, which at this point should be a pretty simple extension for Acliv. Has lots of beef on the tail here. Takes down those purples. I believe they might have disrupted the chain a little bit, so nice cleanup. Oh, he gets the purples from the side too. Big 8. What does Majes have? He's got to have something. Nope. Acliv going up 18-16. And another round dropped by Majes due to early hiccups, which is really unfortunate in this tight of a game where every round just counts for so much when you're this close. Can't be letting these ones go away for free as we get 2 double coming out. 4 to counter. And double greens coming in for Acliv. Should be able to send back here. Majes in trouble, but taking a big group bonus. Looking like a corporate CEO to survive that. And oh no, a big L shape over the GTR is gonna ruin Majes's base again. Acliv able to capitalize on a lot of these residuals that Majes is leaving now at this state of the game. Initially, we saw Majes having really good control of just rapid attacking. But now he hasn't been able to replicate that same level of performance, and on the contrary, Acliv is able to sustain that pressure himself. And here's a big 3. Acliv being taken unaware slightly. Devoted a little bit too much time to keeping that main chain connected. And a lot of purples lined up here. Majes pops some of them. Could be threatening from reds here. Or blues. Or purples. This is the danger zone. Oh, the green-purple unfortunately means Majes wasn't able to take that attack, but will gladly take this 4. Acliv, though, prepared with the main. Really nice use of multi-stack there. This is a clean, economical chain. 10 double. And Majes, it's going to be close. Those blues are going to connect from column 5. Oh no, they're not. Only a 10 single. Just by the hair, Acliv had enough chain length and power to overwhelm Majes there. A lot of yellows ready for thorns, but neither player taking the almighty one chain. Column 3 open for Acliv takes a big 1 into 2, and free response from Majesu at the expense of some of his tail. This is quite a difficult thing to extend off of. Perhaps triple. Okay, gets the triple reds and the purple to get that +1 off of the chain head, but gonna rely on some power here. He does have those triple yellows coming down to tail. Into the purples. Do they connect? No! Only a 9, so Acliv does have time here. But doubling up the... Oh man, doubling up the third link there may have cost him the chain length. It was still a pretty tall order. May not have been enough, but Majesu, once again, creeping up that score back to 18-20. 10 to go for Acliv in this match. So far, playing very well. And Majesu threatening a big 3. Taking a nice residual with the purples there. May shimmy this around into a single or a 2. It's going to be 2 in response to Acliv's attack. Acliv takes 1 pebble. What will be the next move for these players? 1 chain to clean, 2 chain, perhaps 3? Nope. There was a purple up there instead. And... oh, but those purples... oh, this is main. My goodness. I got caught by that. And so did Acliv. That was a really tricky connection to main there. Real easy to miss. And Acliv still thinking that they were in the middle of a dogfight gets blindsided. Acliv needing a pretty indirect tail here. Those purples causing a bit of a problem for him in the tail by the base. Majesu taking a big 2. Only a 1 chain here. And Acliv is also missing 2 blues on the key. And yeah, that round was doomed. Majesu evening it up 2020. Never have I ever had a 2020 be so unclear with the future. Either player, both players are just still in this. Lots of attack options here for both players. Acliv threatening with the blues from 1, and Majesu has options from column 3, yellow or purple. Both players close as Acliv slightly locked into main here. How is he going to defuse that green if it comes to it? Oh, he's just going to go for it. Huge 4th link into main. And okay, 8 chain for Acliv, but Majesu has much more length going on here. Big panic for Acliv here as Majesu looking to take the lead finally in this set. 13. I think that's the biggest one we've had so far. And now 2020 is just hindsight as Majesu moves past 2021 in this set. And I don't know if that level of waste on the 4th link was intentional by Acliv, but perhaps looking to catch Majesu with the same fake attack there didn't quite work out. But this should be pretty good. 4 double for Acliv. Oh, still takes a couple lines. Still able to access the chain through column 1, so Majesu is on alert still. Might be a 2 double off reds into 3. Acliv trying to figure out how to not commit too much. takes down the key, able to reform the chain around there, finds main versus this 4. What is Majesu's extension going to be? Has lots of blues coming down, but this is a... Okay, gets the double blues, double purples again. Elects not to lock in the key on the side, uses from the top rather, but locks it in from the side, and I think that was the right choice. Able to get those extra greens in the tail there, just a little bit of extra power. It's gonna be enough. And now, okay, triggering from the side here for Acliv with a second chain of his own. I don't know if it's gonna beat a crown. And only a 10 takes one line, and Majes missing the initial follow-up. Acliv still has plenty of space to chain back up, finding lots of double colors here. Fortune is smiling upon this man, and he is able to find a nice counter here. 3 double, not committing main either. Majes on the ropes. And 1 double, slowly closing in. Is the ghost ropes blocked? Does Majes have any options to flip over? Rapidly digging, but a bigger 2 from Acliv. Oh, but Majes is down. Majes is down to the main chain. Acliv looking for blues here. Might even take a purple, but it is a star. That is going to be a lot. He needed that green coming up from above. And really brutal round to lose for Acliv. You gotta be smiling if you're not just having the shakes if you're Majes. That was a tight round. Both players having plenty of opportunities to take the round for themselves, but Majes at the end of the day came out on top. And Acliv keyed on a green here, takes 2 double 3. Pretty hefty, but oh no, there are no purples. Wait, no, the reds connect the purples down, but this does tear up the tail a little bit for Majes, taking one annoying, such an annoying line of garbage to interrupt his extension time. Will this be enough though? Coming in with 8, Acliv countering on the red, nicely timed, gets that in the queue. Takes off 1 line, 1 rock of garbage for triple. And despite that exchange, it is going to be Majes who takes 1 whole rock. The textbook definition of quick thinking for Acliv there, taking that round back. We are closing. I can't believe it's only been 3 games since we were at 2020. What the hell? And Acliv dealing with that yellow cushion on his multi-stack finally finishes his indirect tail. Meanwhile, 3 for 3. Another follow-up to keep it more even. Majes struggling a little bit with that, with all those blues in 1 and 3. And taking care to not lock into main either. He is just being a punching bag. Oh no! Finds a big 2 triple. Oh god. That, okay. My goodness. His chain collapsing in fantastic fashion, but that is what he needs to rebuild. Looking for 1 more yellow, perhaps. He finds it through the greens in column 1. Acliv scrambling to build that second. Only able to extend a little bit and doubling up twice in a row into a 5 and takes 2 lines. Majes was ready with... Oh, we've got some frames. We've got plenty of time to think. All the time in the world.
だ、だ、
All the time to theorycraft here.
だ、落ちない。なんか地味に動いてる。
Experiencing some technical difficulties, but when just okay. We
これ
are
はもしかして、なんか
gonna cut real quick as we get back to the right place in the match. And you can see already,
衝突という形
Acliv
になるんですが、見ていきましょう。再開ですね。
had some trouble against the other players, but this, of course, looking at the score now, is his best match yet in the Master League.
さあ、こちらお
Now
互い
things running smoothly as they're supposed to
これ
be.
が結構器用ですね、これは。
Early
や
thorns,
りにくい形ですね。
Acliv taking advantage of that soft draw
ないかな
bonus.
とは思うんですが、
3 to follow up, but this should be easily countered. Oh, but the blue-green's a little bit scary for Majesu. Does not want to commit too much.
こちらも3連対応と。
Finds the right colors, though. May send a thorn here. Oh, that's a juicer.
入って、
Another whole line over and sending the rest of the chain.
で、そうですね。
What can Majesu do to clear that one garbage out? Nothing, it seems.
リブ選手はこの試合を取っていくんですが、やはりこのお互いの試合展開を見て、
And I believe we'll have the proper score display
ちょっと普段
back up momentarily, but
大きく仕掛けようってところで取ってる
fresh off a DC, we are up
選手に関しては、
for Acliv 1-0.
さあ、マジ選手、一応2連鎖ダブルとかも一応真ん中開けて、かなり見やすいがすぐに埋めていきました。
Slow and steady for both players now.
それに対して、
Not quite so aggressive from Majesu. Oh, those yellows are gonna be a pretty nasty cut here.
そ
If
れに対して、
okay,
アクリ
Acliv finds it, but
そうですね。
introduces a cut of his own. Takes 4 lines. That's no good. That
さあ、これは取っていきました。
yep, that's gonna be 1-1 here. I mean, we were practically even before, so what's the difference?
ここで、これはどうだ、どういう動きや、これは。お互い GTR を組んで、連鎖 B 入れて。本数入れます。ちょっと待ってくださいね。
And Majesu threatening with purples and blues.
そう
Yeah,
それじゃあ入れますね。
takes a small pop.
22対2。一応、
And off the side he goes. That is gonna be quite the commitment for both players.
高速
6 into main for Acliv.
こんな感じで、一旦、
Majesu fending that off.
あ、じゃあ
Gonna fire main of his own.
どこがいいかな、これ。
This should be enough, I believe, and an AC to boot.
あんま本数かぶせると良くない。でも、ロゴもかぶっちゃうとも良くない。
Taking the round in style.
ちょっとこの辺でいきましょう。じゃあ、失礼しましたと。24対22になりますね、これは。
So now Majesu building up a sizable lead here.
さあ、GTR と対決となって、こちらお互いキープを外している状態なんで、またね、終盤戦がね、熱くなるんじゃないかなっていう感じ
Both
で。
players clearing
さあ、これは一旦
initial pieces.
入れて、
And Acliv with the first to really dismantle that multi-stack. Oh, takes a line here. Here's the follow-up 2 double. Didn't get a blue in time to put the pressure back on Majesu.
ですね。ちょっとなかなかあれですけど、気を取り直してやっていきましょう。さあ、前
What?
前が
Okay, we got Sussy GTR gaming. God bless the Sussy GTR for Majesu, taking the free all clear off the 4 chain. And oh boy, Acliv, in addition to missing the AC, didn't send back too much. And Majesu with the second AC, Acliv found the counter, but it is not gonna hold up against a second rock for free.
さあ単発で
And that is all she wrote.
4対1と
Majes now up 26 to 22.
ここで一気にね引き離してきましたね。
If there was a time to get back into the zone for Acliv, this would be it.
さあ結構高いですね。
As
来るの遅いんでちょっとクリブが
despite all of the action we've seen so far, this set is
二刀流にして
coming to an end.
ただその二刀流
Big two, oh god, into main right away. This should be an easy extension for Majes, though. Can he do it? Oh my goodness.
二刀流に対しての速発火がねかなり伸ばす時間が
Acliv
なかったんで
taking that round with a little,
短いスパンで終わっていたので
and
綺麗にね通った
as it stands, the frames are
さあお互いか
also being clobbered. Oh, we're back.
ねはばかれていきました。さてこれは縦3で入れてるんですがちょっとアクリブ側があんまり仕掛けられない形になってますね。それに対して2ダブでマジェス選手
Okay, big two double, but oh no, Acliv. Acliv had the perfectly sized counter.
さあ2ダブでどんどん
Oh wait,
そうですね
but
どんどん
digging through from the top?
勝ち筋を
Oh, there's not much space though. The follow-up 5-chain from Majes.
さあ27対
First,
23ですね。
first to 3 for Majes now. Victory in sight after being behind for most of the set.
どんどんどんどんもうすぐ30先に近づいてはいるんですがさあ黄色で一応これマジェス側がまず単発で入れてでアクリブ側が
Majes
折り返しもいい感じに
looking pretty comfortable trying to
今の単発により接続が難しくなって
keep those main chains alive
そ
though.
れに対していいですね
Nice dismantle into 2-3 by Majes, fighting off the aggression from Acliv. And Acliv with a slightly dangerous 3 that leaves him with a very troublesome way to trigger.
しっかりと
He does have the 1 purple. Oh no, it's over for this round. That solve for the residual for Acliv,
選手
I feel cost him some time that he needed to
3本になりましたから
get his extension completed.
さあ緑が少ないんですが緑はお互いね連鎖部に使っていて折り返しに使ってないんで折り返し
Acliv keeping 3 open
ね
and
入れてさあ赤か
might take Q double if he finds reds, but the greens are blocked from column 3. He's gonna send something here. That's 3 and quite a sizable 4 for Majes here to counter.
3連鎖を入れてきましたまあそれに
We are even on garbage here, but Majes chooses to keep pushing,
激しい打ち
looking for that firm advantage where he did have some resource advantage before. Now he has space advantage as well.
さあ2連鎖
Both
を
players
いやー
rebuilding
いいですね
quite
2
easily,
連鎖を
but
打っていって
oh,
2連鎖
this is pretty big for Majes here, going all the way
打
down
ったとは思う
almost to the base,
連鎖にはな
but
ってるんですが
5 for Acliv,
5連鎖にはなって
and he is at
選手が上回ってきました
the final point. He cannot lose any past this.
選手のマッチポイントになり
Majes
ますね
29, Acliv 23.
さあこのマッチポイントとなるこの一戦前決の前決戦というところで
Of course, why not end it with an AC round?
もう一回前決戦マジェス選手の前
And
決戦
oh god,
逃さないですね
Majes finding a second again. He does not miss.
できました
And Acliv hoping to find a counter here.
さあ赤が
Only a 2.
ないのでこれは前決分が埋まってしまい
And Majes was close to finding even a third AC,
取ったという
but
ことで
he does close this match out in style.
これで決まります
So
ね
that is your final score for today. Acliv falling to Majes 23-30. but that was a close one. That was a great match. Again, having the round advantage for up up until the 20s. So very well played by both players. Um, and man, once you start to see the patterns of how these players are preparing their attacks and not putting all their keys in place all at once, you really get a sense for how much tension there really is between these kinds of players. Um, and with that level of tension, then you start seeing kind of the dynamics of particular mistakes again. Or maybe they're not mistakes, who knows? But anyways, a fun and exciting match regardless. We've got more Acliv matches waiting for you this week. We've got Acliv versus On tomorrow, in fact, and then later in the week, Acliv will face off against Nashi. With the remaining match versus Bouquet to be scheduled, but I I have hopes that Acliv will get some wins in here. Until next time, thank you for watching OU League, Master League, and join Discord. Senshin Puyo. See you next time. Bye.